We have turned the corner, but the fight it's not over. We have to keep fighting. We have to keep fighting to keep men out of women's sports. We have to keep fighting to preserve our franchise and not allow it to be stolen by these worthless bureaucrats in Pennsylvania that are allowing cheating to occur. Where do they get off doing that? They need to go to prison. That's what needs to happen. We need to open up an investigation of 2020 in Georgia and in Pennsylvania, Arizona, get to the bottom of it and start putting people in orange suits and sending them away. Brad, are you listening? Gabe, get your change of address forms ready. 2020 is not over. You're going to have some splaining to do. I hope. But the Georgia legislature, they got it cleaned up. Senate Bill 202 actually did have an impact. No COVID. No unsupervised drop boxes, no millions of absentee ballots flooding out to people that didn't ask for them. So it's better. But these Democrats, they just don't get it. Do you know that Kamala Harris spent $1 billion in the last 90 days of her campaign? $1 billion. Do you know how many homeless people that would have fed? How many people that lack shelter or clothing that would have provided, that would have helped provide for? And so where did the money go? It went to Beyonce and to Oprah. Oprah said she didn't get any money. No, she didn't. She's telling the truth. But her company, Harpo, did. I mean, just the way that they can lie and don't think twice about it. And, you know, the American people, they're wising up to it. But the Democrats, they still haven't figured it out. Just like that donkey who fell in the hole and he starts to freak out. And so what he does, he starts to try and dig to get out of the hole. And what does he do? He just keeps digging the hole deeper and deeper until the walls cave in. And that's what's happening to the Democrats right now. Watch this clip. Here they are on with Piers Morgan earlier this week.
Look, I debated Professor Lichtman before. I told him his theories about the keys were absurd. I was right. He was wrong. I said he'd lose his keys.
No, you were
Couldn't
not
find
right,
him before
and
the
I was
election.
not wrong, and that's a cheap shot, and I won't stand for it.
Well, who won, brother?
You should not be
who
taking
won?
cheap
who
shots
won?
at me.
Who won?
You want to make your point,
live
make your
in
point.
a total
Don't make it
world of
personal.
denial. You got it wrong.
Say
you were
whatever you want.
preposterously and stupidly wrong. So, okay, all right. Can I just
Don't
finish
call
a thought
stupid
ever on this show?
No, not if you're
Okay,
personally.
well,
I
you proved
admitted
it.
I was wrong. I don't need you to call me stupid.
Okay.
Can I just say,
What
it's
kind
great
of
to see
nonsense
you
is that?
Democrats
Yeah, I
all
know.
getting
Who
along
taught
so
you
well.
manners?
It's lovely to see a
Can I
post-election
finish
come
point?
together
We're
again.
just one right now.
Isn't that fun? And the good doctor there, you know, the guy that is saying, you can't attack me, you're just attacking me. No, you're not being attacked, dude. You got it wrong. To his credit, he's called every election correctly since Reagan. And he's got this test of 13 factors that he runs the data through. And he's been remarkably accurate. But this time, I'm thinking he just let his bias get in his way. And the formula didn't work because he probably just couldn't bring himself to face the result that he was staring at. So he got it wrong at best, lied at worst. But rather than owning it, he got defensive and was blaming everyone but himself for his error. And that's what they do. That's what they are doing. Have you heard the Dems, the talking heads that said Trump has no chance of winning? You know, the threat to democracy? Well, they're saying that they just got the narrative wrong, that their talking points were not messaged well. Yeah, I agree. They were not messaged well because they were lies. The border was not secure. Inflation was not transitory. They did not inherit a bad economy from Donald Trump. Donald Trump did not get us into a war in the Ukraine and in the Middle East. He did not withdraw from Afghanistan, worse than the withdrawal from Hanoi. 40 years ago. It was an embarrassment, and they leave the most sophisticated military armament known to man for the Taliban and the Chinese and God only knows who else to go grab. And they abandoned Bagram Air Force Base in the process, the most strategic Air Force base in the world, right there on the border of China, Russia, Afghanistan, the hot spot of the world. Biden just walks away from it, leaves it hundreds of millions of dollars and billions of dollars in armament. Can we get rid of them fast enough? 60 more days of this? God help us. But they're turning on each other. They're blaming each other. And they haven't hit the reset button. They're hitting the replay button, just like the donkey digging his way out of the hole. Good. Keep it up. Hopefully by the time they figure it out, it'll be too late. And people will have moved on and we'll have this country back on track. It just can't happen fast enough for me, and I'm sure you feel the same way. So, Morning Joe and his lovely girl, this was poetic justice. This was sweet for me. They made the pilgrimage to Mar-a-Lago this week to kiss the ring. I mean, these people who have for the last 8 years ridiculed Donald Trump had the nerve to come to Mar-a-Lago to kiss and make up. Trump met with him. Good for him. I mean, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, I guess. I don't know what they hope to achieve other than just look like the desperate people that they are. And so what's happened? What's happened to their already plummeting ratings when they got back to Washington from Mar-a-Lago? The ratings took another dramatic, steep decline, and they just don't get it. So they proved what we all knew, that they are just playing to whatever audience they think they need to play to retain their relevancy, of which they have very little left. So right now, over at Mar-a-Lago, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are hard at work crafting their new governmental department known as DOGE, the Department of Governmental Efficiency. DOGE is a dog, and it's on the face of a cryptocurrency that Musk actually started. And why is it that Kamala Harris was the one who, and the Democrats, and Tim Walz, where is he now anyway? I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up somewhere at a club cross-dressing. I don't know. You don't hear very much from these guys now. It's okay by me. But they campaigned on joy. Why is it seems like everybody who voted for Trump are joyous? So Trump is already hard at work assembling his administration. And have you watched the people that he's put in place? Matt Gaetz was a good example. But so is Elon Musk, who has been targeted by the federal government, by NHTSA, the National Highway Safety Board, by the SEC, and the head of the SEC, wow, what a surprise. He announced that he was going to resign on Inauguration Day. I wonder what prompted him to do that. I wonder if it was because Trump announced the other night that he would be firing him on Inauguration afternoon. Oh, it's his idea. He's gonna resign. I'll bet you nickels to donuts. The other person who resigns is Christopher Wray. Why he hasn't already done it and why he hasn't acknowledged it? He says he's going to finish out his term. I know what that's about. He wants that pension. He wants to cling and hang on until the last minute because he's got some shredding to do. You can hear the shredders all the way from West Palm Beach, or to West Palm Beach from Washington, D.C. They're up there getting rid of as much dirt that they've got on themselves as possible. I bet you that the numbers and amount of hard drives that are being cleansed and smashed and Cloroxed, whatever they do to get rid of the data, I bet it makes Hillary Clinton's look like a junior high school prank. It's the only salvation they've got left because they have done some horrible, despicable things. And as soon as we get into office, we're going to start putting people under oath, conducting investigations, and asking them, "Hey, Fonnie, what were you talking about when you went up to the White House and met with Biden's White House counsel? And what was your lover doing up there? He made 2 visits at taxpayer-funded expense. What did he talk to them about? Oh, well, y'all just wait right here because we're going to go next door. And by the way, we got the White House counsel waiting for his interview. We're gonna ask him some pointed questions." Now, just remember, folks, Martha Stewart, she didn't get convicted of insider trading. And Leona Helmsley, she didn't get convicted of tax evasion. They got convicted of perjury. And that's how they operate. And that's how this is going to play out. And Letitia James, I think the law enforcement's going to be calling. And Secretary Mayorkas, I think you're going to get your turn in the barrel. And then we're going to find out. You think Democrats are turning on each other now? Give it another 90 days and let's see what happens. I can't wait. I'm not being petty. I'm not being vengeful. God says vengeance is mine. I respect that. But I am 100% down with accountability. Adam Schiff, you cannot look in the camera and tell the American people that you have incontrovertible evidence that Donald Trump colluded with Russia. Spur a 3-year investigation that led to a fake, phony impeachment of Donald Trump, $40 million, and the Mueller investigation concludes there was no evidence of collusion. I don't think you can do that and get away with it and not have any accountability for what you did. I hope not, because you should be held to a high standard. So should you, Mayorkas. So should you, Director Wray. Oh, Liz Cheney, losing your seat in Congress, being censured by your fellow Republicans in Wyoming, that's just the start. You cannot participate in a fake, illegitimate investigation in the Congress of the United States, otherwise known as the J6 Committee, suppress exculpatory evidence, cherry pick videos, and think you're going to just walk away scot-free. No, ma'am. And have you seen the Democrats turning on Nancy Pelosi? Oh, they're all fighting. They're all fighting like mad hens in the hen house. And they're going after each other. And just wait until the investigators come knocking and they start putting people into interviews. And they're going to start pleading the fifth and claiming executive privilege. But there's one little problem with that. Biden said Trump didn't have any executive privilege. They denied him executive privilege. So now they're going to claim it? I don't think so. But it'll be fun to watch, and it's going to happen, and it's going to happen very soon, I do hope. And this new administration are some of the best of the best. And Trump has picked the very people that these bureaucrats have gone after, like Tulsi Gabbard and like Matt Gaetz and like Elon Musk. And they are going to get it straightened out. They are flat out going to get it straightened out so that we restore the model. We flip it back up and put it on its right side. We need to have the model stood back up on the right side. Right now it's upside down. We are beholden to the government. We have to serve the bureaucrats and the corrupt Department of Justice. And if you think I'm speaking hyperbole, wait until you hear the next segment. Just wait. You're going to find out just how evil and demonic these people are. And Tim Rivers is going to tell us.